morning, everybody. This is a video that I'm not going to be doing near the end of every season of this show if it continues on, but I thought I'd talk about the season finale of the second season of The Walking Dead, and I, for one, thought it was definitely one of the best episodes of the second season. And there's been a lot of mixed opinions about the second season. Some have liked it, some have thought it's been boring, but I thought it's been a pretty good second season. Anyway, the show started with the walkers invading Herschel's farm after Rick got into that confrontation with Shane, which ended up with him stabbing him and then him turning into a zombie and Carl shooting him. And they trap the walkers into the barn and end up setting fire to the barn and then destroying it. And I thought that Herschel was going to get killed off, but I'm just glad that he didn't. And a couple members of Herschel's family got killed off, and they all ended up leaving the farm, and Andrea ended up disappearing or getting lost from the rest of them. And later on, she gets saved by this hooded figure who cuts one of the walkers with a sword, and and there's two other walkers chained in back of her. And anyway, I'm just glad the way that the season has turned out. I mean, the first half of the season started in October, and then it ended with that woman's daughter walking out of the barn becoming a zombie. And then the second half of the second season started last month, and everybody, Dale and Lori had started to suspect Shane's behavior, that he had killed that Otis guy, and also they end up in town and they meet two other people who end up drawing guns on them, and Rick ends up shooting them, and then they meet some more people, and they run into the walkers, and then some of them run away, and one gets killed off. There's another one impaled on this gate, and then they save his life, and then they decide whether or not to shoot him, and then Shane ends up taking him out into the woods and killing him. Tells everybody that the guy ran away and hit him in the face. And I was really kind of sad that Dale had gotten killed off, even though he gets killed off in the comics. And anybody who has read the comics knows that Shane gets killed off earlier on. Yeah, I was just really glad that Shane finally got killed off. I mean, the whole triangle with Rick, Lori, and Shane was starting to get a little boring, and then there was that business about Lori being pregnant and whether or not Shane was the father. And then there's the business with their son running off whenever he pleases, almost getting nearly killed, carrying a gun. And at the end of it, they're all sitting by this fire near this near the stone monument, building monument near this creek or waterfall, and it pans over to the prison, to this prison, because in the comics they do have them at a prison. And anyway, I've been checking out Bloody Disgusting quite a bit, and Fangoria magazine, about who's going to be joining the upcoming third season, and that they're going to have the Michonne character, which I heard was going to appear near the end of the last episode, which she did, and she was the hooded figure. Also, they're going to have Michael Rooker's character back, although I think for a few episodes. That's what I heard from Bloody Disgusting. And also they're going to have the governor character. And at first I had heard that Tom Savini was going to be up for the part, and then they announced there was going to be some British actor named David Morrissey, who I'm not familiar with. Anyway, I haven't heard anything about when the second season is going to be hitting DVD and Blu-ray, but I'll definitely be picking that up. And I've been reading the graphic novels like crazy, and there's even a book on the governor. I think it's called Rise and Fall of the Governor, or Rise of the Governor, which I'll have to check out. And there's been a lot of controversy over Frank Darabont being fired, and he was replaced by Greg Nicotero as executive producer. I think he's been doing a pretty good job replacing Frank Darabont. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that there'll be something going on between the Carol and Daryl character, and it's hard to tell who will get killed off and who continues to stay, but we'll just have to wait and see if there'll be a fourth season. Anyway, that's been it for my little rant over this video. Until then, you all take care.